Hey everybody, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you're watching this ridiculousness of video. Okay, maybe not so much, but appreciate you stopping by. And again, just appreciate your support all season long. You guys are the reason why I do this and why I try to put as much effort as possible as I can into the playoff breakdowns and what have you. So, yeah. So, hey, here's to you. All right, so let's break down Class 5A state title game. Again, Saturday, 10 a.m. kickoff, and you know, can we can we think about switching up times eventually for a state title game? It's something that I think needs to get brought up a little bit because let's face it, if you're in Class 5A or Class 1A, you really get the short end of the stick here. If you're in 1A or 5A, you know you're locked into playing at 10 o'clock. And look, I get it. People are still excited just to be there at a state title game. And I understand IHSA is trying to manage it all. Number one, I want to know what's going to happen when 8-man becomes an IHSA sanctioned sport. And it will sooner rather than later. There's no doubt in my mind it's going to happen within the next year or two. 8-man continues to grow in leaps and bounds. And yeah, that's going to happen. So now you're going to have to find a home for 8-man as well. So your schedule is going to get even tighter if you continue to do this 2-day kind of ordeal. New contract coming up. Obviously, this is the last year. Of course, Saturday will be at Memorial Stadium in Champaign. And again, I give U of I a lot of credit. They've been a very good host. Yeah, it's farther away from Chicagoland. It's not NIU. And it's also not NIU in a lot of positive factors as well. Ask any media person where they prefer to work the games, and 100% will tell you, okay, most will tell you University of Illinois. It's much more updated, much more modern, great facilities for the press, what have you. Yeah, I know nobody cares about the press, but still, it's part of the perception of the games. U of I, Big Ten Stadium, and again, yeah, it's a very large stadium for not great crowds. I mean, you get a great crowd in the state final game, it might be, I don't know, 14, 15, 16,000. And even that looks small in Memorial Stadium. But again, I love the games at U of I. I don't know if they're coming back there, honestly. And that's, I've talked about this in some of the other videos. It's going to be interesting. It's a big gathering, obviously, every year. A lot of coaches, a lot of IHSA officials, and what have you. A lot of talk, a lot of rumor, a lot of speculation. So I'll be honest, I'll be shocked if news doesn't come out of there, giving us an indication where the next series of games are going to be with IHSA and football. So I think we'll find that out this weekend, one way or the other. And certainly, if I hear something, check the IG Nation board. I'll lay it out there for you. But so we have that to look forward to, and again, we have a crazy matchup in 5A, and this is one of those. It kind of reminds me of the throwback Montini JCA game where Ty Isaac rushed for like 500 yards and JCA lost. Except Jordan Westerkamp, I think, had like 400 yards of yards and receptions, and it was just a wild back and forth game. Maybe that happens in this game, Peoria and Nazareth Academy. I don't know, and it's really strange because the two teams in the state finals are teams that I generally go see every year live, and I didn't see Naz at all this year. I saw Loyola a couple times on TV. I went back and watched Huddle, obviously, on some Naz stuff, but haven't seen Tim Racky and Naz all year. It's kind of different. I think the 2-4 start did not help motivate me to go out to LaGrange Park to go see Naz. But give the Roadrunners all the credit in the world. I mean, this is a team that, as I mentioned, they were 2-4, very young team in spots, and took them a little while to get going. But again, Tim Racky and that staff. Tim Racky, a Hall of Fame head coach. You've got tremendous assistant coaches there as well, and they found a way to get it done, and they've been rolling. And you knew once Naz got that fifth win, I believe it was Bennett, if I'm not mistaken, they beat in week 9. Maybe it was, I think it was Bennett. I should look if I was any good, but you already know that. once they got that fifth win and got into the playoffs, you know that when they went from their schedule in the ESC, CCL, that they would quote unquote drop down. They'd be very tough team in the playoffs, and that's what they've been all season long. No doubt about it. Now, ironically, I did see Peoria live this year, so I have a pretty good handle on the Lions. And this is a team that, and again, I can't get it across enough that everyone thinks of Peoria and they think of them throwing the ball all over the field and five wide. They still do a lot of the same things. They bring constant pressure defensively. They will blitz you all day long. They will man up, man on man all over the field and dare you to just beat them and big play them. So there's that. They will onside kick just about every kick. Every once in a while they'll kick off, but generally they'll do that. Very seldom they will punt the football. So again, Tim Thornton's kind of got that wild man reputation. And again, Tim's a great guy. Offensively, they're different this year, though. They run the football. Malachi Washington has had a huge year. Very impressive running back. Again, about 5'11", 6 foot, 205. Can run for power, runs for better speed than you think. And he's one of those running backs. I don't know what it is, but it seems like the more carries he gets, the more effective he becomes. Does not wear down, it seems like. It seems like he kind of gets stronger with the more contact, just kind of gets him into a flow. And then again, when you're running behind an offensive line that is just gargantuan, this is a huge offensive line for Peoria. They've put up ridiculous points. I mean, come on. They scored 76 points against Morris last week. Yeah, they gave up 56, but they still scored 76 points, generally running the football. Now, that being said, Peoria is more than capable of throwing it. Valentino Gist, the junior quarterback's very talented kid, throws a good ball, really good athlete. They've got some good skill kids as well, two receivers in particular, TQ Webb and Ricky Hearns, are very, very good players. So Peoria is very capable either way, but boy, the way they've been running the football, yeah, it's dangerous. So it's going to be interesting. And I'll be honest, I was shocked by that semifinal score. It's a good Morris team that they just put 76 points on. So I'll be honest, I don't know what the hell to expect out of this game in 5A. I am thoroughly going to be entertained watching this game on Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Naz, very strong, really in all three phases. Logan Malachuk, just a sophomore quarterback. And it's crazy, and I wrote about this, and the more I think about it, the nuttier it is that here's a kid, Logan Malachuk, and then Gabe Kaminsky on the defensive side. These two kids are just sophomores, and they already have two full years of varsity playing experience under their belt with 2 years left to go. So it's kind of nutty. There's no doubt. And those kids are leaders. They definitely are leaders for both sides of the ball for Nazareth Academy. Justin Taylor for Naz, you got to talk about him. He's an impact player. Another kid that I believe was a starter as a freshman for Naz. Now he's a senior, committed to Wisconsin. If there's a big play to be made, it's most likely going to come from Justin Taylor. So he's an impact player on both sides of the ball and a definite key. Offensively, they're balanced. They'll throw it. They can run the ball pretty well. So when I'm talking about difference makers and I'm talking about the positional matchups, to me, it's got to be the key positional matchups got to be the Naz defense against the Peoria running game. It has to be. Can you avoid Peoria breaking big runs, being able to just big chunk plays is what they do. I mean, they'll get a 25, 30-yard run, a 15-yard run, a 17-yard screen pass, and then a 37-yard run for a touchdown. That's kind of how they do it. And they can go up tempo. And as I mentioned, they will do a lot of different things. You've got to be on your toes. You've got to have your head on a swivel. As we mentioned about onside kicks and no punts. And yeah, Peoria is going to do everything that they can to get you off balance and off guard, and they will hit you with big plays. So the Naz defense is definitely going to be challenged again. And we're talking that gigantic Peoria offensive line. Again, it's going to be speed versus size and who's able to consistently win that out. Could very well be Naz's defense up front. but it's going to be no doubt about it. That is going to draw my full attention on Saturday morning to see how that matchup goes. Difference maker. I mean, I love Gabe Kaminsky. Tough-nosed kid. Already has Power 5 scholarship offers. Already an impact player for the Roadrunners. He's going to have a huge game on Saturday. There's no doubt about it in my mind. Hopefully, let him get going. It could be very, very tough. No doubt about it. And you're going to need him. You're going to need him if you're Naz. There's no doubt about it. You need him to make some big plays and some big stops. And he's the kind of kid that Peoria has trouble getting a body on him. He definitely is going to draw double teams plus on Saturday. So we'll see. But I think his play is going to certainly help dictate how this game goes on Saturday. And then I mentioned Malachi Washington. He's been such a week in and week out steady performer for the Lions. Going to be asked again. I would not be shocked to see him if things are going well. He's going to have in the 30 to 40 carries area in this ball game if things are going well for Peoria. So we'll see. A winner, I don't know. Again, I could see kind of like the 5A game. I could see 60 to 55. I could see 27-14. I'm going to pick Naz. I think Naz has playoff experience. They've been battle tested. I don't think anything Peoria's going to do isn't something that they either haven't seen or haven't been prepared for. But it's an interesting matchup. I am not going to lie. I am not going to lie, folks. I have no real feel for how this game's going to go on Saturday, which I love. It's great. It makes for great entertainment, great football, and that's what I'm looking forward to in the 5A game on Saturday. So there you go. I'm going to take Naz to win it. I don't feel great about it, but it should be a lot of fun, no doubt about it. So first of all, have a great Thanksgiving. Enjoy your family. Enjoy the day. And then get your butts down to Champaign, and let's go watch some high school football this weekend, okay? Thanks, everybody. Take care.